I think actually Marmee would be fun to have in Vegas.
What's up, guys? I am here at Skyzone because there is no better place to celebrate the release of A Bad Mom's Christmas on DVD. If you love the Skyzone scene, so did I. I just interviewed some of the cast and you should go check it out. Let's bounce! But before I give you my interview with Susan Sarandon and Cheryl Hines, we got to play a game of Dodgeball where they did commentary, and I might have to brag a little. I got the winning throw, which is the first time that's ever happened in my life, so I felt like I had to share this footage.
All right.
Journalists have a lot of pent-up anger.
This has turned into a game of stamina.
Yeah,
As
we're
you
going to
can
be
see,
here for
they're
a few
getting
days.
real. Did something happen?
I think
It's over.
did Team
It's
Sandy
over.
just win?
Team Sandy just won.
I mean, I hate to be a sore loser, a sore winner.
One thing I love about getting a Blu-ray and a DVD is watching the extras, and my favorite is the gag reel. So is there any blooper that stands out to you that you hope makes it on that gag reel?
Oh, geez. Well, you know, there's a scene. There's a scene where my character is watching Kristen have sex with her
Creepily
husband.
in the corner, yeah.
In the corner, yeah. And Scott and John, the directors, just would never yell cut. So we did many versions of that scene, and I'm telling you, they would never. Even after I left, and I would tell them, Kristen, you know, I'm going to come back and check on you later, and I'd leave. And then they'd be in the middle of something, and I'd come back in, and I'd leave, and I'd come back in and give them more sex advice about, you know, balls and vaginas or something. So I'll be curious to see if any of that made it.
We started going at it like junkyard dogs, and then you started going at it like Kim and Kanye, so.
And growing up, I feel like you usually say, you look at your moms, and you're like, I'm never going to do that when I become a mom. But is there anything that you found yourselves doing in relation to that when you became mothers?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Well, I find myself saying very often to my kids, you know, if my daughter's doing something that's slightly dangerous, I'll say, please don't do that because I don't feel like sitting in the emergency room tonight. So somehow I make it about my inconvenience rather than her safety, but it's true because it does take a long time to sit in an emergency room. So I find myself doing things like that.
My mother had 9 children, and I did not want to do that.
Oh,
That's
I'm
a
the
lot of
oldest,
kids.
the eldest.
Oh,
So
wow.
definitely was not going to repeat that.
And you all have played some great mothers over the course of your career. So hypothetically, if you could
Good
recruit,
mothers and bad mothers.
if you could hypothetically recruit any mom you've played in the past to join this group of mothers, which one would it be?
Well, Marmee would certainly bring along her homeopathic kit to help us get through things.
That would be nice.
I think actually Marmee would be fun to have in Vegas.
yeah. I played Dallas on Suburgatory, and she's a lot of fun. Had some great outfits, some wonderful hair extensions, and push-up bras. So she would be
Fit
a
in
good
well,
addition.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We're celebrating 20 years of Step Mom, which is one of my favorite roles for you this year. How did that playing that mom and that movie impact your career and you?
Well, that was a really interesting experience because I was a producer of it and actually fired the first director and rewrote the script, and it was a whole. So I was very involved in making that happen, and with Julia. And so it made me really think about dying with small children. I'm still in touch with both those kids, by the way. And so that changed me a lot. You know, I had a friend whose wife had died, leaving him behind with 2 kids, and I brought a lot of specifics to that. I'd take tons of pictures of my kids, so the whole idea of taking the pictures and doing the cape and doing it, we had a lot of conversations that at the end of the day and I'd never had to lose that much weight. You know, I had to find a way before we broke for Christmas vacation, which since I was a producer I could plan, and I was taking the family to Morocco for Christmas, so I had to lose all that weight before the Christmas break. Wow. And I was doing a lot of time on my treadmill in between takes all the time, and that's when I discovered Ain't No Mountain High Enough and said, I think that she would just, after telling her kids the bad news, they would dance, and so I'm so happy that I found that.
If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby.
So it was a fun, everybody was donating little bits and pieces. I really had a good time, and I love Chris Columbus, and Julia is a dear friend, so it was pretty special, actually. I don't understand why the young girls love that movie, though. It's so sad.
It makes you think about your mom.
I don't know. I've asked them. I said, well, your mom didn't die of cancer, did she? No,
That's
no.
true.
No, but what if? It's like
Makes you think.
I
So
don't know.
Treat yourself to a holiday
No more perfect presents. No more perfect anything.
from the holidays.
I'm kind of on a first date with Santa number 2.
He has such kind eyes.
A Bad Mom's Christmas.